Hello, everyone. We are live from the haunted Octagon Mansion in Wytheville, Virginia. I've been saying Wytheville. Hey, Jossie. How are ya? So we're getting set up. We've had a couple of technical difficulties, which it wouldn't be Paranormal Brew without that. Where's John's still running around. He's setting up some stuff. There he is. He's setting some stuff up. Hello, how are you? So I got into Wytheville probably about 3:30, and we did we walked around for a little bit, and I got the history tour, which is phenomenal. I had no idea there was so much Gettysburg stuff here. You guys, I have a Gettysburg room. Well, this is a Gettysburg house. So it's awesome. What is it not going off? We have to reset it.
I've already reset it.
Huh.
I'll let it run this time. I don't think I'm that close to it.
And maybe you think I'm setting it off?
You're far away. Let me shut it off again, okay?
So I want to show you guys the table I'm sitting at really quick. So, oops. Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know, Dinner with a Ghost has been a 20-year operation done by John Cushman and now Debbie. And you guys, I'll turn the camera on so you can see it. The table seats 18. So if you come here, you want to have 18 people come with you, or 17. And the setup is pretty amazing. I walked in and it was like you feel like you're in like this grand ballroom. You know, it's very, very historical period. And I'm going to turn it around to show you guys really quick the setup here before John sits down and gives us a little bit of uh-oh.
Okay, I'm walking away.
Okay. All right. So let me do this. All right. Now let me go back to our stream. Okay. So if you guys can see. Huh? As you can see, this is the table seating. And no, thank you. So this is the table seating, and you'd come and sit here, and it would be ambiance lighting. See the candles here on the table will be lit, and nobody sits up in that seat, correct? So that is the Reverend's seat. The Reverend was the owner of this house back in period time. John will give you guys. I want him to give you guys history. He tells some fascinating stories. But if you quickly just pan and I mean, the room is filled with antiques and artifacts from everywhere. Hi, Benjamin. Benjamin's
John's
watching.
not one of the antiques or the artifacts.
I was going to say that. You took that, man. And you're the driver. I don't think so.
So if you say it's pretty cool, you can pan over to, just pan around the room a little bit. John's going to pick. Is that me? Where's that at?
The communicator.
I
did tell you about that.
No. No, I heard that twice though. So John's gonna show us some couple of the houses around the room and everything. But first, we're gonna talk to him. He's gonna give us a little bit of the history.
Reverend, if you're here, I'm just borrowing.
Hi, Dennis. How are you? Hi, Darren. How are you? Hi, Penny. Why isn't Taryn in period clothes? But you won't catch Taryn in period clothes. I don't wear dresses. All right, John.
Yes.
We can either turn the camera around and we can sit and talk, or I can just hold it and you can just tell us. Basically, Dinner and a Ghost, Octagon Mansion. People come here. You guys travel, and we'll just go from there. I mean, the artifacts in this place are, I keep saying artifacts, but antiques, relics, which you're going to laugh at this story. How many years ago was that?
A lot.
What?
7.
So driving through Gettysburg, it always says no relic hunting.
No.
Yeah. So I thought that a relic was a type of bird for my whole life.
Am I supposed to laugh now?
It's a true story.
A relic.
I don't.
You're wrong.
I know. I learned recently. Well, not recently, but you said what? 7 years. 7 years. I'm 45, so that will tell you I've gone my whole life almost thinking that relic was a type of bird. And so we were driving through the park when I brought him with me, and he was the only one that I had the balls to ask, like, because I was always like, I'm going to turn the camera around. I said, what kind, like, how come that bird, I said, it's so cool that bird's protected in Gettysburg. and I sat down and I said to Rob, I go, I said, why do they try to protect the relic? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, it says no relic hunting. And he said, yeah. What do you mean? And I said, I've always thought that was a bird. He's like, relics are antiques. Like, they're like things that people find. Where's John?
It's okay.
Come sit closer, John, so we can get you on screen here.
The relic hunter.
No. I wish I could relic hunt. You can't do that in Gettysburg.
Well, 2 in the morning. But I won't say. Just don't get caught.
All right, let me push this back a little bit so we get us both. There we go. Hey, there we are.
Here he is.
Here he is. John Cushman, ladies and gentlemen. And we are in the Octagon Mansion. Oh, excuse me, in Wytheville, Virginia.
You got that.
I did. I've been saying Whiteville, but Wytheville makes me feel like I have a lisp.
I know, I heard it.
So anyway, without everybody knows me, but I want, and then just let me know if you guys can't hear me or something happens. But just tell everybody basically
How we got here.
Yeah.
How we got here. How long is the show? Okay, I'll give you somewhat of the Reader's Digest version. Back in 1977, I did a cross-country walk for Jerry Lewis and the MDA kids. New York to San Diego. Took 49 days, set a world's record, et cetera, raised $160,000 for Jerry. And at that time, it's a lot of money. Move ahead 40 years. I get a phone call from a friend of mine. This was sponsored by 7-Eleven back then. He had been one of the people left over from 7-Eleven. All the people that I knew were spirits right now. And he's laughing over the phone. I go, what are you laughing about? He goes, do you realize it's your anniversary? What do you mean my anniversary? He says your 40th anniversary of the first walk. It's time for you to lace them up again. And when I got done laughing, I said, you're out of your mind. I'm 61 and it's not going to happen. He goes, John had a way of begging and he said he'd manage the whole thing. And so I said, I'll get back to you within a week with a yes or no. I called my sister, who's also in marketing, asked her what she thought about it. She goes, today's technology is more than a transistor radio, which you had on your first walk. You thought that was incredible. Pick up baseball games and music and this and that. Cool back then at a 21-year-old. So I called him back. I knew how to get home. I've done it before. I told him I'd do it. And we chose a date. At that time, it was February. So we had plenty of time. I chose a date of Labor Day 2017. 2017. So we did all the marketing and this and that. And they said, oh, aren't you going to get out and walk a little before you take off? I said, I've done this. I know what it's like. So 2017 came around. I'm at the Washington Monument.
You're like a real life Forrest Gump.
That was before Forrest Gump.
I know, but it's like, it's like you gave Forrest Gump the idea of, except he was running. And
Kushto run. Kushto run. Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. Forget it. I'm old now. I lost my place. Let me read this. Okay. Okay. So, first mile of the walk. Got a great send off. First mile of the walk. I looked at my sister who came for the send off. I looked at her. I said, I have to be out of my effing mind. I was in pain already. Not even a mile. So quite embarrassing. I did 7 miles that first day, and that wasn't going to do. So 3 weeks later, after really pushing hard, I got it up to 40 miles a week. Oh, a day,
40 miles a day?
A day. Well, that's nothing compared to the first. I was happy at 40. First walk, I walked between 57 and 63 miles a day.
Oh my gosh.
18 hours a day.
What?
And nobody told me the desert was hot.
Oh, that is impressive.
No, you can read it in the book.
I believe you.
Yeah.
But it's impressive.
So 40 miles a day, new start, new equipment. I had the phones, believe it or not, I had a cell phone, music, everything. So I was able to communicate a lot better. I had a pace car following me. Of course, it was a good friend of mine, and he went ahead, talked to the police. It's already been on TV, and people coming out already, and semi trucks honking. Got down into out of Washington, and we set up the freeways basically like we did the first walk. Nobody told me you couldn't walk on the freeways anymore, so that kind of screwed us up a little bit for a couple of hours. So coming into Virginia, got on Highway 11, and we stuck with Highway 11 into Tennessee. But coming into with Phil, no,
with Phil.
Into with Phil, the hotel I stayed in was Days Inn. Met a gal there, and
hold on a second. Did you hear something?
It's not his stomach. He ate.
No, I thought I heard I heard a little girl's voice. I'm not even kidding.
No, I believe you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Met Deb, my wife now. Thank God I had a phone going across country because I was able to talk to her mostly every day. And that's how our life kind of went at that time. I'll tell you a little more of that later. But anyway, I saw the house. I walked up to the house. Just incredible. It's been abandoned for some time, and it kind of called out. Really, I know it's hard to believe, but it helped me. And I came back. After the walk. 1 for Deb and 2 for the house. I got to say that. 1 for Deb.
Aww.
You listening, Deb?
Look, she said, "Hey, baby."
See?
His first reason for coming back was Deb.
That's right. And they were going to tear down the house, if you could believe that. This is an Octagon Mansion.
It's amazing.
There's only 60 left in the nation. 60.
It's great.
These beautiful places. Virginia, there's 3. Of course, the big man, Thomas Jefferson's, mine, and one that's falling down in Marion. So when I first took the place, of course, it was...
She's giving you kissy faces.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Get little kissy faces.
Only 3?
Only 3.
Okay. We're not done.
Absolutely danger.
Get a room.
Go ahead.
Get a room. if you walked in the front door with me at that time, you would have patted me on the back, said, good luck. Good luck.
Oh,
It was,
yeah.
oh no, it was that bad. The ceilings upstairs, bedrooms were falling down. The walls were all crumbling. And it took me and Deb 2 years, and we're at 90% done in the inside. You guys that have come here and seen it, it wasn't like this. When we took the place, there weren't even lights in it. There weren't wall plates. There was no decoration, just empty. So from that point on, we started working on it, and I took my retirement. This has no government or grant funding, and put it into this house.
I want to stress about that, because a lot of people have this misconstrued, they think that if you own even a bed and breakfast that's haunted, or even whatever it is, like a haunted location that's even on the National Historic Registry, it doesn't matter that you're on the historic. There's only that you don't get anything from the government. You're still on your own.
And it's just nice to be on it,
Right.
Get some kind of reward. By the way, we paid for the plaque. So, we get some satisfaction out of it. Some satisfaction. So, we tried to hire people to help. And at $30 an hour, we couldn't get anybody. Nobody walked through that door. So I decided that.
Wait, $30 an hour, what you trying to do?
Yeah, I know. Cheating people. So,
I mean, I can help out.
This is 152 years old and never been investigated. Sits in the center of town. Nobody's ever asked. So, nothing in the building. I went out and bought a card table and 3 chairs. Called the previous owners to come in and sit with me. Set up all our great equipment like everybody else has, and sat for 12 minutes and approached by a little girl.
Mm.
She only had one thing to ask. Have you seen my mommy?
Oh.
So that, sold. I'll take it.
Exactly.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
It was different. It was different. Let me know with just that. Have you seen my mommy?
Yeah.
Where did she come from? I don't know. Why is she in this house? You can only speculate. Maybe it was the epidemic of the 50s, polio. This was a big town for polio. They shut down the town. It was a summer with no children. Everything was locked up tight. Billboards were out there saying, exits are all sealed off. Nobody in, nobody out. So not a good summer. So a lot of people died, not necessarily in this town, but it was a good bunch of people that had died. And
my stomach.
How could it be? You had 4 burgers. So game on. We got it to this point, and we started bringing paranormal groups in from all over the nation. You guys have traveled here. You know how far it is for a lot of you. And it's appreciated because every dime from the museum, people come to see the museum, and from you guys, pays to have this place redone. So 95, 97% done in the interior. We were partners. Picture that. Any people that came out and got a plaque on the wall, we were partners. And,
they do that. It's cute. There's like all these plaques downstairs on the walls with all the paranormal groups that have come through. I mean, there's walls and walls of them. There's like, he still has more to put up, but there's walls of all the, and I'm like, hey, I know Trinity Paranormal. I know Cross Country Paranormal. I know.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
like
pretty cool.
You come to a place that's 7 hours away, but you see the people that you've worked with before in the field have, look at my battery's dead already.
To that?
My recorder. I have my recorder
I
going.
got batteries. Plenty.
Yeah.
Take it back in the kitchen. There's a black box right on the floor. Huh?
I got them downstairs.
The AAAs.
Did you bring them?
Well, I didn't bring the new ones.
I got tons. I mean, you could.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, but
She
I was
remembered to
recording.
eat cheeseburgers, but she couldn't remember the batteries.
Well, they were new. I can't believe it died already.
Look what you're in.
It's true. Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, thank you all. If it weren't for, having that flow of groups coming, and I'd love you to still come. We got the outside to do. Got the outside to do. We're going to turn it back into what it was, the way it was supposed to look. Put probably a nice brick wall around it and just change it all. So you guys keep coming. The people that haven't come, take the time. It's great summer coming up. That will give you a discount on your gasoline. Trust me. Just, take a moment to come. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, I pulled up and pictures really don't give it justice. You pull up and the front porch is just massive. And
pillars.
the pillars are huge, and you feel like you're stepping back into time when you step on the front porch.
And when you walk in the front door.
And then when you walk in, I mean, this is like a time capsule of multiple centuries.
Well, we tried to make it most accurate as possible.
Yeah, I mean,
the bedrooms, the downstairs, the furniture.
It's very estate presidential. It's very estate presidential type of a feel in the whole in the whole building. Oh, look at April's on. Hi, April. Pete, there's a lot of people on here. The Peaches
Good.
Yeah. So I have to say that when I first walked in, I'm one of those people that love the smell of antiques and vintage and all that stuff. And sometimes you walk into places and it's so overbearing. And then I walked in here and I could smell that smell. I love that smell. If I could put it in a candle, I would put it in a candle and burn it in my house. I love the smell of vintage and antique and old. And you walk in and you can smell that, but you can, it's just, I don't know. You walk, you feel like you're stepping back into time.
You are.
Yeah, it's amazing.
1870. 1874, you are stepping back. In fact, the Reverend, let's talk about the first guy. He was a doctor, and he had started it, sold it to the Reverend, and he had completed it in 1874. So, 4 years to complete it, basically. He didn't have Sears and Roebuck tools. This is hand-built, a site, 8,800 square feet, hand-built. So his reasons for being here are.
Amy and Michelle are watching.
Oh, cool. His reasons for being here are phenomenal. Everybody has Facebook. He has Facebook. It's all up on the walls in here. These are the people that he knew. You don't need trigger objects. He's looking at all his old friends. Stonewall, Lee, Lincoln. It's just, they're all here. And it must be incredible how he spends his time remembering his friends. So that's a biggie here. And from that period of time, there's been, I don't know how many families in and out of this place in 152 years. So there's a lot of lives. There's a lot of memories. There's death, life, marriage, war. War still went on. In fact, Toland's raid, let's talk about Toland's raid. Everybody knows 1863 was Gettysburg. If you don't, I just told you. 1863 was Vicksburg. Now, believe it or not, 1863 was Wytheville. Wytheville, not Whiteville.
Wytheville.
Okay, we'll settle for that. There was a battle going over the mountain there in Saltville. And with that, they were completing that battle, and they wanted to send down 188 cavalry to destroy the railroads here, the lead mines, the salt mines, and they sent 188. So they're coming down, and a young gal had seen them coming. She hopped on her horse and did the Paul Revere thing and rode 40 miles to warn the town. Well, she got down to the town, and there were very few soldiers here to protect the town. So believe it or not, those soldiers grabbed every woman and child, and when I say child, and put them all up in the upper buildings downtown in here, Wytheville, armed with rifles and guns. And here comes the 188 down Main Street. Those women and children killed all but two of them. And the Philadelphia newspaper quoted a couple days later, after an interview with one of the Union soldiers had survived, one of the two. He said it was the avenue of death, the avenue of death. You can imagine. So you think the Union was happy about that? Their best cavalry wiped out, and that includes the leader, Tolman, was wiped out too. They sent back in 1865 5,000 troops. You think that would do it against women and children? 5,000 troops, and they decimated the town. They came to do what they were going to do, but had to be incredible. So all that feeling is still here.
Yeah.
You run into soldiers and all over this place, all over the town. You know, you go outside. You know, it's the land that you sit on. A lot of history. You know, somebody would say to you, "I just bought a new house, and there's a full-dressed Indian in my living room." Well, you built your home on Indian burial grounds. You know, of course it's going to happen. And the same goes for here. Those men died here. They're wandering. They're wondering what's going on. It, you know, between the cavalry and other guys that died, gathered not many died in the second battle here. But it's left its mark.
Mm-hmm.
But wars continue. You know, World War I, Spanish-American War, World War II. It goes on and on. Pearl Harbor just goes on, and people from this town were in that. So, you know, here they are leaving their spirits in this town when they die, you know, or when they die in war. Where are they going to go? They're coming back to where they love the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people yell at me when I think of heaven and hell. I think you live in hell. And I was raised a Catholic through high school. Sorry. Anyway, there was always questions. There were always, why aren't the dinosaurs in the Bible? Come on.
I asked that question.
I know you would.
I did.
She did. I heard it. First thing she said when she walked in, John, there are no dinosaurs in the Bible. Not even in King James. So that's hell. You know, hell was life and death, 2-year-old children. You think of it, life and death, living, dying, living to, 100 years old, seeing it all. Heaven, I believe heaven is the greatest place that you spent, the greatest memory that you had of a particular place, and you end up there.
Wherever it is, where I'll be.
Whatever, you leave the children behind, and there you are in your favorite place. So they ask why the Reverend here. He built this place. His kids grew up here. Life was here. He built it. Picture this, building it. I'm sure that he paid a little less than $30 an hour, though.
He probably did.
That's what I heard. But,
so one of my peaches said that, which I didn't even know this. She's one of my best friends. I didn't even know this. She said, I'm related to Stonewall Jackson. My grandmother was a Jackson from West Virginia.
That's about right.
That's awesome.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm related to two people, that have come down through the families. My mother's side is President Zachary Taylor. And my father's side, of course, is a big king, Jefferson Davis. So,
which is awesome.
Awesome. JD, until he wore the dress to escape. I got raspberries about that. But anyway, no, very cool, history. So
can you tell everybody? So I said to John, this is amazing. Every room is filled with relics. Now that I know what that means. Every room is filled with relics. I said, when did you start collecting?
My mother came to me at age 5. She said, I don't want you to collect baseball cards. I said, okay. She handed me a small cup, said, I want you to start a history collection. This is age 5. So picture 60 years of collecting. I still collected baseball cards. But anyway, 60 years of collecting. We haven't stopped. There's a lot less stuff available out there. The new generations, they go up into an attic to clean it out, and they just throw everything away. Thousands and thousands of dollars of stuff found in trunks and this and that. Oh my God, history is disappearing. But you find places like Gettysburg that, if anybody would have even been seen trying to damage anything out there during that big, boy, the removing of the statues and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, they wouldn't have that. Oh
No. They warned. They publicly warned. Don't
Yep.
come here.
That's right.
I said, if you don't want to come to Gettysburg, because it's a tourist town,
Hmm.
don't come. Don't come. And so they're very, very, dare I say, partial protecting what's
History.
on that property. It's 25 square miles of battlefield. So it takes a lot to protect that, a
Mhm.
lot to protect that. There's a lot of things that happen there. 58,000 men died on that property, north and south. 15,000 horses. I would say 2 years later, by the time they got it cleaned up, it was probably pretty, dare I say, rank.
Right.
It was bad. The soldiers that everybody was shallow grave when you died. You were buried a couple feet, maybe, and maybe just some dirt thrown on you. The North and South hired contractors, basically at 25 cents for each body to go collect. Can you imagine the guy that's picking the final guy up 2 years later?
You mean they didn't push for $30 an hour for that?
No, that's only the cush right here. Oh, we'll get 30 out of him. You watch.
Only the kush.
You watch. $30, really?
Huh? Sorry.
No, that's okay. You funny. It took a lot to clean that up, and a lot of years to put it back together to what they made it. Things don't change there. That's the one cool part.
Yeah. Well, that's where I'll be. That's my heaven. So I know I'll be there.
I'll see you there.
I'm gonna be there.
That's what I heard over and over all day.
I know. Well, yeah. Well, we're walking through and there's so much Gettysburg stuff all over the place.
Right. I wonder why.
So, but so you're collecting, and one thing that when I was walking around, and what I love in a lot of in your place too, but a lot of the the museums and stuff, they have newspaper. I just realized this as I was walking around because they have newspapers, front lines and stuff front pages of historical events that have happened. And anymore, we're not going to have that anymore.
No.
We're not going to be able to hold on to written history because everything's it's online books, it's online news, it's online, like we're ridding, that was Rob. We're ridding written history.
They are saving trees all over the world by everybody being on the computers.
That's true. I do respect that, but then again,
what happened when the car came along? Oh, all these horses, my God.
yeah,
Things have to change, but you don't have to get rid of stuff that got you to that point.
right.
And that's what a lot of people in the last couple of years don't care. They, there's a lot of things we can talk about that got us to this point, but getting rid of history doesn't take it out of your mind.
Right.
You're gonna, history's history. History through the minds of a child. You got to picture that. They saw the Twin Towers come down. What do you think they're going to think? I saw that. I saw that happen, is what they're thinking.
Right.
And they go to their parents, what's happening?
Right.
You tell me.
Yeah.
But as long as I can, I'll do my share on saving stuff. There isn't a lot out there, and I don't use eBay for anything. So, you can't be assured that it's real. Nothing. You go to your collectors you've known for 40 years, the ones that are still around, of course.
Yeah.
And you get stuff from them. So.
Would you have what would you say is your?
I hate when people do that.
I'm sorry.
All of it.
Yeah, but you have to have that one thing
Quilt.
The quilt.
Quilt.
Okay. So this quilt, which we'll walk through, and maybe that'll be one of the things we can show everybody's the quilt. Well, you go ahead. You tell. It's your baby.
You were doing fine.
Go ahead.
Okay. You sure?
It's your baby.
Okay, I got it.
This is your show.
I showed her the quilt up on the wall. It's over 200 years old. It's been sealed for all that time. Sealed. People protect their history by putting them in boxes and sealing them. Well, this was sealed for all that time. And one day, about 2 years ago, it was sitting on the staircase, and I thought, I'm going to open the box. People have to see these things. I'm going to open the box. I opened the box, and there it was. There it was, like brand new. You see it up on the wall, and I tell them it's you won't believe it. It's brand new.
It's beautiful.
Sealed. It's up on the wall. People have to see these objects. Why would you seal that for all that time? Why isn't it sitting in, the museums, the Smithsonian's and this and that? No, because people have this. It's a personal item.
Yeah.
They go up in attics, they throw it away. You need to call the Smithsonian's and these museums and say, or say, I have this stuff. It's going to go in the trash. These documents, these discharge papers
Wow.
of Civil War soldiers, Revolutionary War soldiers, the uniforms. To go up there and just throw it all away. Everybody listen here. There's just no reason for it. People are not going to know their history, what things look like, just to throw them in the trash.
You didn't say why the blanket was important, though.
Why it wasn't important?
You didn't say why it was important. It's just a blanket. You got to explain whose it was.
I did, didn't I? Didn't I say it's Zach Taylor's?
No.
It's Zach Taylor's. It's Zach Taylor's presidential quilt. It was his carriage quilt. So it's a carriage quilt. Thank you.
You are.
It's a carriage quilt, and
For your family.
for your family. Thank you. Anyway, it's magnificent. You need to come see it. Showing it on the phone doesn't mean as much. So
Right.
was that
And from Shauna from Michigan. Oh, here. Hey, Papa. Emily.
Emily, yeah, daughter.
Hi, daughter. Hi, Emily. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so I was telling John, I do want to walk around and show you guys some stuff. And it really doesn't, I mean, you can look online at pictures and you can look on, you can watch people's videos and stuff like that, but you don't get, like, I had no idea all this Gettysburg stuff was here. That's for starters. Like, so you can look at pictures and stuff. It just doesn't give it.
Doesn't put you in the moment.
It doesn't put you, you can't even imagine. Like, I mean, it's just fantastic. We also talked about, like, so I'm going to be investigating by myself this evening. So I'll be walking around. I will go live at 11 my time. Jay Hill will be joining me, and he'll go on live with me, and he's going to try to do some remote viewing.
Cool.
And then we'll see where that gets us. But it's going to be interesting. I've never done this before, like for this long, like through the night. And so this is great. This is the first for me for everything, even coming and doing this live interview. And this place is phenomenal. If you guys haven't ever been here or haven't looked into it, it is phenomenal. Take me through ghost or dinner with a ghost. Like, if I was to come and I was a guest here, like, what do we do? What would we do?
Well, first of all, Dinner with the Ghost has been around 20 years. I had.
Sky, he's here too.
Oh, hi, Sky.
Hey, Papa. I love that they call you Papa. That's cute.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I just think it's adorable.
Yeah. Dinner, like I said, Dinner with the Ghost.
Yeah, so I'm a guest. So I show up.
Well, I was going to tell you the history.
Oh,
Man.
Sorry.
She's nothing.
go ahead. You still.
Wifeville. Okay. I had was on vacation, traveling up towards Goldfield, Nevada. I said, I'm going to stop off in Goldfield and see what it's like. Goldfield, Nevada was our largest gold strike in the nation at that time, 1906, 1912, that period of time. And in fact, in that period of time, you can imagine Wyatt Earp and his brother were the deputy marshals there. Kind of made it cool. 50,000 people living there in the middle of Nevada. There was no Las Vegas. It's 3 hours from Vegas, 5 hours from Reno. You're in the middle of nowhere. Thank you. Got a guest.
Is that the Reverend?
Reverend, is that you? Shut that right off. Thanks. Thanks, pal. We'll get back to you. There was this man on his hands and knees. Now, Goldfield's higher than Denver, if you can imagine. So it was October. It was freezing out. He's filling in the cracks of that. So I got out of my car. I had to know why. Filling cracks in the high school. I walked up to him. I introduced myself, talked to him. He says he's winterizing these buildings, trying to save them. They were built on dirt. And this is a big, big high school. Oh my God, it was big. Sitting on dirt. Can you imagine the shifting and everything?
Mm.
He was in bad shape, and he was doing everything he could to do something to save it. I said, look, and he stood up, wiped the cement off his freezing cold hands, and shook my hand, introduced himself. He was a commissioner of Esmeralda County. Now, here's an important man doing this. I said, man, why don't you get some government grants? And this, I said, over the years, we've used them all of them up. Can't get any money from anybody. I said, listen, I'm going to come back in 2 weeks with an idea to raise money. He was thrilled, and I kept my word. I came back, with my knowledge of marketing, food, shipping groceries, and my history knowledge. I put together Dinner with a Ghost. We did it for 7 years there, once a month, maybe sometimes twice a month, depending on holidays and stuff. And it worked. It got the people to drive there. We did a lot of marketing, and they came. They raised money. Very cool stuff.
If you build it, they will come.
They did. So that's kind of the history of it.
Pickly says hi. Is that what that says?
Does it say Pickley?
Pickley.
Yeah. Hi, Pick.
Granddaughter. She
She acts like an 18-year-old. She's not. She's got to be 5. So, Dinner with a Ghost is a concept that I put together, definitely adding the history into it. We go everywhere. We take everything with us. We don't need a single solitary item other than a building.
So if you guys were just watching in the beginning, when I showed you the table and the setup, I'm sorry, Rob had the phone and he was showing that.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob. There's our cameraman. Anyway, wait.
Thanks, Rob.
So we were showing you in the beginning. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
You're
Now I
framed.
messed it all
You're
up.
framed.
There we go.
Okay, there you go.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
okay.
So I was showing you guys in the beginning, you saw all that. All of that goes with them. All of it.
And that doesn't, that includes the kitchen, linens, everything. So we show up to a place, they ask you what you need. Well, I have tables and chairs already. I don't need tables and chairs. I need a building. And that's what we've done. Well, we don't have electricity. That's okay. We carry propane and lights. So and it's done in the dark. So
people can either come here and do it, or you guys go to them.
Gettysburg would be incredible.
Yeah.
Battle Week is coming up the 30th of June and the 1st of July. We're going to be in Gettysburg at the Academy. We were there the end of March, and they've invited us back to do Battle Week. Now, I've done Battle Week there in another location for the last 4 years. So it does. You don't need equipment. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Doing the Academy for the first time, things were going off before we even started dinner. The guests were at the table and things were dead. Our ghost table was just blowing everything up. It was probably one of the better nights in 20 years of doing this. It's like they were controlling the room. Now you got these older buildings like this one that never had anything in there like this. Curiosity is everything. What is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
And between that and the dinner and the investigation after, the dinner's a 4-course dinner. 4-course from Chef Deb. I had a executive chef from Las Vegas teach her how to make this dinner. And she's made it a lot. And we stick to the same menu. So there's no second guessing anything. We know everything that we need to take food wise. It really works out well. So, you start off with a soup, Southwestern chicken salad, say with Phil. Soup and followed by salad, then London broil, potatoes, and green beans for the main course. And Deb makes one heck of a dessert. To look at it, you get diabetes. That's what it's going to be like. You know, oh, don't look at it. Don't look at it. Just eat it. Don't look at it.
I'm hungry.
You get diabetes from it. It's that incredible. And she does the greatest job on this meal.
So during the meal, are you doing
Now
hit?
we're getting that.
Okay.
We're getting, man, she already knows. During the meal, we host a paranormal investigation right at the table.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have all the equipment out. As you can hear some of it blurting in the background. We have lasers. We have the ghost table. The ghost table is separate from this table. And
Is it that one?
yes.
All right. So do you want me to turn the camera around so we can
let
tell
me see
people?
it.
All right. So we're going to turn the camera around so you guys can see. Actually, yeah. Hold on. Do you want to be the camera guy still?
Sure.
He's incredible.
Oops. He's incredible. Settings. Hold on. We're going to turn it around and show you guys the.
I drove 7 hours.
Sorry. I don't mean to be up in my nose up in the. There we go. Okay. Let me go. All right. So the ghost table. You can walk over there because this is a little long. I'll guide you. Go ahead, John. So the ghost table. is
Ghost
separate.
table. Now the ghost table, all the silverware is alarmed. All the silverware has alarms on it. So if you even poke at it, it's going to go off. As you can see, there's a laser grid there with the readouts. There, the Ovilus, of course. We have cameras with monitors on the readout for the Ovilus that people can see it clearly. It's like all of us, we don't necessarily know or understand the Ovilus. You know, it'll say Pluto, and it's a different word. So that big monitor is up to the right of the table, and it comes in real handy for that. There's a lot of objects on that table. There's big crystal on that table. There's a piano, believe it or not, that plays. There's a lot of jewelry.
Oh, yeah, I see that. I didn't notice that
yeah.
before. The
There's a
little
lot
baby piano.
Yeah, there's a lot of jewelry on the table. And that jewelry throughout the years has started something by people leaving an object, something from people's lives. So as you can see, it's a lot, but it's not everything we have. We have, you know, if you look at a gallon baggie, we have 4 of them just full of jewelry.
Wow. All right.
He likes his bourbon. Always have the bourbon on the table. He loves his bourbon.
Which is another interesting thing you have.
Yes, it is.
Okay, you go back this way.
I had forgot to put the bourbon on the table one night, and it was dead silent. And I looked and grabbed the bourbon, put the bourbon on the table, and the rest of the night was great. Absolutely incredible. Now, there's one other problem with the Reverend and food.
Oh, yeah.
We started doing this. He does not like salad. He makes a scene. Does not like salad. And as you can imagine, he's thinking salad was for the horses and stuff. He's a meat and potato guy.
They
You're
fed the
back in
horses
that top.
salad?
Sounds good, huh? They get
No,
carrots,
maybe-
apples.
They always had ranch dressing.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh. You too.
Don't.
Ranch dressing.
See?
I got 2 comedians here this evening.
Relic.
We're all like, yeah, that was bad. I shouldn't have said anything. Now it's out there.
It's out there.
Now everybody knows. Go ahead.
That's what you should have called the paranormal group.
Relic.
Nothing but relics.
Relics.
Relic hunters.
Relic hunters. We need a new bottle of bourbon.
Yes, we do. Who said that?
Mary
Oh, yes.
or Marie. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Mary or Marie?
Marie looks like
Marie.
Cohen.
Amy says she's putting this on her bucket list.
The bourbon or the
Trigger objects are the best way to get responses.
there's just a ton of trigger objects.
Hi, Kyle. Kyle from Get Haunted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kyle from Get Haunted, and he also runs the White Hill Mansion in New Jersey. He's wishing us a good time.
Very cool.
Hi, Mark. To get. Because you said, wait. Oh, that was to the, wait a minute. What was that to? Oh, the best way to get. Yes. Yeah, I knew what you meant. All right. So
You're sure it's not the Whitville matter?
Oh. So, anything else on the table?
Well, listen, there's also that old bottle of whiskey or bourbon
Yes.
down there.
Yes. In my collection, I have a bottle of bourbon, half bottle of bourbon that was dug up 100 years after the war, so after the Battle of Gettysburg, 100 years. So the cork's on very tight
Nobody can try and drink it.
because it'll whiten your teeth and
Or
burn out your kidneys and your liver. Can you imagine? Just opening the bottle had to be serious.
I get chills thinking about
It
it.
just, it's behind lock and key, so don't think about it. So
I'm not gonna do it.
leave her alone in the building tonight. She knows where it's at.
Oh, that's if I can find it.
That's true.
I do have a bad sense of.
lost.
I get lost very easily. Megan said, I want to do dinner and a ghost. Can we do a peaches exclusive? LOL. She's one of my peaches.
Absolutely.
Wes Coleman checking in from Canada. Hey. Yes, Wes, you would love it here. I know you would.
And it's not just
Oh, from Canada. I say Canada.
Canada. Oh,
And it went off when I say Canada. Huh.
doesn't like
Wes, maybe you have to come here.
it's cool.
Hi. So do you want to walk around for a little bit and
If you'd like to.
and just show people a little bit of the
Anybody have any other questions?
not that I saw. I'm sure
Okay.
as we start to walk
Okay,
around.
all right.
Well, what's the difference? Is there any difference if people come here? Because you can do dinner and a ghost at the mansion.
Mhm.
Or like I said, they'll come out to wherever if you have a haunted location or whatever. But now, could I just say, hey, I want dinner with the ghost to come to my house, like my house? Like I'm not a haunted location. I'm not the Gettysburg Academy. Like, could just any Joe Schmo call you up and say, hey, I want to have a dinner with the ghost party at our house?
It would depend. There's a lot to lug around, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
A lot to set. Like we were talking, it takes 4 to 6 hours just to set the table,
Right.
as you can imagine.
So you'd want to make sure the place was a believed to be haunted location for sure.
Well, places like St. Albans was
Mhm.
incredible. We did St. Albans. We're going to do St. Albans again.
Oh, that's cool.
Then we'll go here, Gettysburg, of course. I know he's going to have us back a lot there.
Well,
Which is-
hopefully I'll get to join you guys
Hopefully nothing. You're going to be there. That sound right? Thank you. My coach back there.
Rob's not only the cameraman, but Cush's coach.
Yeah, that's right. A CC.
He's the CC of this operation.
That's right. Damn it, Jim. Yeah. No, we can walk around. I wanted to explain this
Okay, go ahead.
first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, can you see it? Can you see it? I explained it
this?
to everybody. It is not what you think it is. We don't call it that. They didn't have them back then.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't have them back then. We call it a communicator.
Oh.
And
Oh.
with a communicator, it's right sitting on the front of him. It came in real handy for salad, let me tell you that. I taught him when he had a question or he wasn't happy about something or we did a yes or no session or whatever, just slam your hand down on it. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Oh,
Barely.
yeah. Yeah.
It is not a doorbell.
It's not a doorbell. It's not a doorbell.
It's not a doorbell. It's a communicator.
It's a communicator.
That's right.
Megan said, I want the invite to the next Gettysburg one. We'll go together, Maggie.
Get your tickets. They go quick.
Woo.
Eventbrite.
Steve Dills.
Oh,
Two
Steve.
awesome folks. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Wes says, can you bring the dinner to Canada? LOL. But he said, if anything, Avon will show up.
That's true.
Doorbell.
Oh, door.
Avon used to-
Oh.
They're gonna probably nail me for using it.
Really?
So that's what this is. And when he gets salad now, it's crazy. It's crazy. He won't stop till the salad's off the table. Other things, we've been doing it so much with him lately. He's answering my questions before I ask them. So I had to go and change the whole lineup, the speech, and how I ask things and particular things, just to get him off of just routine answering the same questions every dinner with the ghost. So he taught me a lesson. Sometimes we forget to put the bourbon on the table. Just things, not necessarily get him agitated. Two dinner with a ghost ago, of course, a salad was delivered, and we did not give him a dessert. And he shut off my equipment. The camera was off. He did anything he could to make a scene. So it's very cool. Very cool.
He sounds like a whippersnapper, like somebody that I want to talk to later.
Yeah.
Rev,
Reverend.
talk to me later. Now, I don't care, but I definitely, like I said, I'll be lonely in here tonight, so I'm gonna want company.
You hear that, Rev? She's going to go up in your children's room at 2 a.m. Get a load of that.
All right, so you want to walk around a little
Sure.
bit? You bring me to where you want to like
Well,
point.
let's go to his library.
Okay, let's go. We're gonna turn
Put
this around.
back.
We're gonna walk around for oopsie.
Oh,
We're gonna walk around for a little bit, and I'm gonna show you guys. I'm sorry. So we're gonna show the house. Let me turn this around. And we're gonna learn about besides the Reverend, some of the other resident spirits here. Besides the bourbon. That was me. If anybody has any questions, are you sleeping there, Taryn? Yes. Yes, I am. We are sleeping here. Yes, Rob is going to bed before me because he is not going to partake in the investigation. It's just going to be me. I'll show you guys this stuff. Are we? This is John. What are the big crystals from?
that's a story. I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. Back when I was working for Cisco, a lot of people know what Cisco is.
He's a rapper. I'm kidding.
Relic.
I'm kidding. No, he's not even. He's an R&B singer, isn't he? I don't know. Go ahead.
Anyway, that's CIS.
That was totally.
It's cool.
I was
It's
totally
cool. You're
joking.
funny. My national accounts were the national parks, as you can imagine. Very busy. Most people think the parks open up early every year. They open up in June out in the west. Why? Because there's 18 feet of snow on the ground still up there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time to go up to, I'm sure people heard of these places, of course, Grand Canyon, north and south. Most people don't know there's a North Grand Canyon. It's pretty incredible. Zion National Park is where we were going to. And trying to arrive up there at 7 in the morning. So we got up there at 7. Park doesn't open up to 8. There was a rock shop right next door to it. And this rock was 500 pounds at the time. One piece, this crystal. Sat up on a pedestal with a Klieg light under it. It was just, the light was incredible. Shooting all directions. It was very cool. And I told Kelly, the guy that went with me, I have to have that. So of course, people are waiting. Everybody's in the rock shop waiting to go into the park at 8 o'clock. So I worked my way in, walked up to the counter after, pushing people out of my way. I know this rock was going to go quick.
Mm-hmm.
There was one little old lady working there. She stood about this tall. And she came down to me and she goes, "What do you want?" I said, "I'm interested in buying that crystal out front." She stopped me right there. "No, it's been there 130 years. It will remain there another 130 years.
Oh wow.
And Kelly tapped me on the shoulder. Let's go do Zion. We'll do our job for 4 hours and come back. So we did our business there, and coming back, there's a McDonald's right before the rock shop. Kelly goes, "Turn here. You hungry? Turn here." He has an idea. So he went into McDonald's, he bought everything. Just bags and bags of drinks and shakes. And I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "You want that crystal?" I go, "Yes, I want that crystal." arrived back there. Of course, there wasn't a single person in it because everybody was in the park. He lays his stuff all the way down the counter. Incredible. Here she comes, and you heard the Jaws thing. Dun-dun-dun. She's coming up the counter.
Dun-dun.
He goes, what the, pardon me, F is this about? I go, so Kelly leaned over the counter and looked down at her and said, we know you've been here all day by yourself. You haven't eaten anything, you haven't drank anything. We thought you might like some lunch. She starts bawling, crying. And I thought it was a good time, being kind of the,
Cushy cush that you are.
yes, I was gonna say something else.
Mm.
It was a good time to ask her for it. I said, I have $791 on me right now. Can I buy the crystals? And she did one of those. Okay,
Wow.
yeah. Okay, that's just the beginning of the problem. I had the Volvo.
Oh,
Yes.
well, they look
This was
big
five-
and heavy.
No, this was like this. It's 500 pounds.
Oh,
This is broken
oh, so this was all one big crystal.
crystal, that big. Why do you think I
Holy
wanted it?
moly.
So Kelly goes, just kind of back the Volvo and we'll get it in the trunk. Oh, come on, Kelly.
Wow.
Shimmy it
So
into the trunk.
that's
143 pounds.
like, if you can see, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like my hand, can you put your hand in front of that one? Or just so that they can see how big. I was just curious about these crystals because there's 4 of them.
There's 8 of them.
Oh, there is?
I broke this one behind you.
Yeah, I knew about that one.
One on the table here. We have the others put away.
I mean, these crystals are huge and they're
lit.
what?
We have lights under it.
Oh,
That's what you eat by.
That's awesome.
That's what you eat by.
So those big, huge crystals have the lights on.
So
That's pretty cool.
we got it into the trunk, and what do you think happened? 500 pounds in the trunk.
You
doesn't-
bottomed out?
No, the front end lifted off the ground. So Kelly goes, just get in. It's only 3 hours back to Vegas. I go, great. And you know the steering wheel? I don't know how we did it. It barely touched the ground.
Wow.
So got it back to the house, got my sons out. They put it on the back pool wall. We put a Klieg light under it. I don't know how we got away with it with the airport, but you know, we did. And 2 years later, we were moving, and I went to shimmy it to see how hard it was be to get off that wall, and it popped. It popped into 8 pieces, and that's what you see.
Wow. It's gorgeous.
But they're incredible to eat by.
Yeah.
We only have the candles and the crystals.
I mean, they're beautiful. Now, do you bring the crystals?
everywhere,
Oh, wow.
everywhere. There's
That's
more
amazing.
that go on the table. So
All right. So let's go into the Revs library.
okay, I'm gonna shut off the laser.
All right. If anybody has any questions, let me know while we're walking through. Oh, I should have brought a flashlight. No. Well, we have lights, right? Until.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you want me to bring anything else in there?
It's up to you.
Well, no, it's.
Yeah. I'm going to bring my recorder
I'll bring the.
because I'm always recording. Here, babe. Hold that for me, please. Thanks. You're my tech guy for right now. Here, camera guy.
Okay.
Well, I can't be the camera guy and the recorder guy.
Well, I'll hold the recorder. Just make sure
This is camera.
This is John.
That's me.
it's Kush.
It's English.
It's just Kush. Hold on.
I guess you want to see. Oh. Walk you back.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Front wall. Drums. Civil War. Spanish-American War. World War II. Civil War bass drum. Civil War bugle.
We got a band.
That's right. That's right.
Jossie said you're everything. You're the everything guy.
Ask anybody if they knows what those are.
Wait,
Yes.
But these?
Yes.
does anybody know what those are? Jossie, did you see that stone wall? that the same Stonewall that
Stonewall Brigade.
is that Stonewall
Yes.
Jackson?
There's only one Stonewall.
That's right.
Okay, well, there's your ancestors' flag right there.
Josh, once John leaves, we'll get it for you.
That's right.
He'll never notice that it's gone.
Barely notice it.
She said, I do see it. So do you guys see these? Those are Civil War.
No.
Are they Civil War bullets?
No reply.
They're what?
No reply.
She said, I won't tell.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, good. Well, at least as long as John doesn't know, we're good. You can take the girl out of Gettysburg, but you can't take Gettysburg out of the girl.
Of course, we have one of these. Okay, here we go. Well, I can start explaining things in here. In these cases, in these two cases here, this is the second case, 128 volume set of every Civil War record, everything, deaths,
North and South.
North and South. Thank you, Relic. North and South, telegrams, general orders, put out in 1906. I have a complete set. They're very hard to find. So if you're reading a book and you're not sure that what they're saying in the book is correct, or somebody says something to you, the greatest thing to do is look at these because it tells everything. You know, somebody say, well, John, it was put up by the government. It all can't be right. But it's incredible, the reading. They do it battle by battle, called The Great Rebellion. So,
Wow. That sounds awesome.
but this is a library. Everybody calls it the Reverend's office, so it is what it is.
Love this.
Yeah. Well, it's actually two pieces normally went onto that.
Oh,
I thought they made better
Oh.
because you're not covering up the China.
yeah.
So this is Confederate China, and this is Martha Washington China.
Yeah.
Lots of books. The flags. 1824. Anybody know what that is from?
The year right after 1823.
That is correct, sir. I'm waiting for that answer. You know, cameraman's pretty smart guy.
He did tell me what relics were.
Yes, he did. Thank God. This is a Virginia battle flag on this side.
Well, what's the 1824 flag?
Well, nobody's answered yet.
And that's the what flag?
All we got was Melissa telling you hello.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What's wrong? It's the Alamo flag.
This is?
Yes.
Oh. That's the Alamo flag. I knew that.
No, you didn't.
She is the relic.
I heard that with my bare ear. Somebody said Alamo.
That's right.
I heard it. So somebody told me that it was the Alamo flag.
We have a
It's gonna be a
service
long
flag.
night.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows anything about service flag. That's how many, that's a Civil War service flag that would hang outside the house stating you had a father or son serving in the battles.
They still do that today.
Yes.
For like
Thank you.
Afghanistan.
You're a great guy. That's why you're
There's
here.
another Alamo flag.
Yes.
There were two Alamos.
That's see, he's right on top of
I
it.
never
He's
knew.
right on top of it.
So confused.
So, ships,
Yeah,
Lot of
these are
ships.
cool. These are cool.
nice organ.
And you said that this goes, does this the one play sometimes?
Yes, when it's plugged in. This was my mother's organ,
Wow.
but
There's so many things to look at.
that's, you just can't come here for a day.
No, it's like there's so much. What?
Who's the Octagon Man? She
That's
wants
Debbie.
Wants to answer all the questions. She
Oh,
knows the answers.
she's like, I know. Deb.
Oh, Deb, yes.
So she knew what the 1824 flag was.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you got credit. Was that 4 kisses? We came in one morning, and this was on the floor. Big picture. fact, when it came down, how it came down, we don't know. It hit the chandelier, broke the chandelier. Now that's hung up with wire and an incredible screw, and it's still there. The wire's still on the picture. In order to get that off the wall, you have to lift the picture and pull it off the wall. That was on the floor in pieces. So,
Well, they're Union soldiers.
well, leading into what they're calling is
Rebel
library
territory.
or, the reverend. Yeah,
And you're in rebel territory, really.
that's what I heard.
I know everything.
You're lucky. She's right on top of it. Okay,
Sharp as a bowling ball.
she is. She
Real
is.
nice.
No, I wish I said that. I'm going to use it. Okay, let's see. We'll get into here. I'll turn this on. All right.
Don't hit your head.
Yeah.
That's another impressive.
Yes. Civil War Union Colonel's uniform. He was on Lincoln's general staff. He was Lincoln's personal bodyguard, believe it or not. He was also bodyguard to 5 presidents. 3 of them were assassinated.
He did his job
Resume
well.
doesn't look too good. And he basically went to the theater with Lincoln and said to Lincoln, what could possibly happen here? But that's definitely a small guy.
Oh, yeah.
They all were. That's him down here, all the way on the left.
So this is him.
Yes. Okay, in the case here is a VMI cadet uniform. He graduated in 1863, and of course, he probably went right to war. Above the case here is an 1860 frame with the last picture of Lincoln and his family without the middle son. Middle son had died.
I love this picture.
Oh, yeah. Down on the table here, on the desk, is Lincoln's death mask. For people that don't know about death masks, they were done as a resemblance, it was called the last look. And they got his full face, unlike a lot of death masks. Over to the right here, in that small little, that is a small piece of Lincoln's casket covering. People ask, why did you collect such a small piece? Because I got it. That's why. I got it. Let's see what we got up here is Washington's death mask.
Oh, cool.
And right below that flag was hung in my honor at Independence Hall for a day.
Oh, cool.
A little different, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, I got a minute left. You leave that up there. Another organ.
The organs are gorgeous.
Yes, especially in 1860.
Mm-hmm. And the Vicky.
Yes.
Love the Vicky.
Yeah, Victrola is very cool. I probably got 50 albums with it. Just that's all you old knows.
Yeah.
I mean, old relics. Okay,
Vintage.
let me turn this on.
There's so much to see here. Well, as we go into the dark.
Into the dark. This
I
is.
said there's so much to see here. We're getting light.
Come on.
Will this video be available after the live ends?
Yes.
Yes, it will.
Who's that? Who's asking?
Emily.
Okay.
Emily. We call this the West Wing or the uniform ring. Well,
Or ring.
a ring, yeah. Uniforms. This is a Civil War Confederate duster coat. It looks pretty good for 120 years old. It's not original, but it's 120 year found in a trunk in an attic, just sealed. I mean, this is
It's
what I'm talking
incredible.
about, stuff going away.
Mhm.
Continental coat I bought from the set, the movie set of The Patriot. And no, Mel Gibson did not wear it. So I'm saying Mel Gibson did not wear it.
Is that a heart?
But
Yes.
Heath Ledger.
I wanted the one that looked good.
There were heart patches on it?
Yeah, different thing. Yes.
Oh. Interesting.
Darren,
You're blocking.
Oh, sorry.
that is a Gettysburg cavalry coat.
Company B? I'm kidding. It just has a B on it.
That's right. You're good. You're good. Go with it.
I'm going with it.
These are, of course, the enemy. British Redcoats. That's British Redcoat drummer, probably 8 to 12 years old.
That's cool.
Age.
Yeah.
Down here is a artillery jacket. And down there, that picture
Mm.
is Deb's great, some more greats that fought in the war, Confederate, from the county over. We got that when we opened the doors here. Is that an incredible picture right there with Lincoln right beside you?
Here?
Made
Yes.
from other pictures.
But yeah, it's amazing. And like if you're up real close, you can't see, but you can see all the other pictures. But then when you back up, you can totally see Abe. Good old Abe.
Yep.
What is it? What is? Oh, okay. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Other good. Original Gone with the Wind script
Oh yeah.
for you guys that like Gone with the Wind.
Frankly, my dear.
I don't get. I know.
Oh
There it is.
yeah,
There it is. Kiss me, Scarlet. Civil War Confederate sack coat. They call it a sack coat because money was lean, and you got a coat instead of shoes. It went down most of your body and kept you warm in the summer months at Gettysburg. Wool.
Yeah.
They say wool breeze.
I don't know what I would want more, shoes or a coat. Shoes.
Shoes. Confederate band uniform.
Can you say it? Or is it too close?
Leonard Skinner wore it.
Oh my gosh. Leonard Skinner did not wear that.
He could have. You never know.
One of the Van Zants, anyway.
We call this the New Orleans room. Why? The Battle of New Orleans ended 2 weeks. 2 weeks prior to the Battle of New Orleans. Nobody called him and said, hey, stop the war. It ended 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. 2
Nobody
weeks.
texted anybody.
No, he was supposed to call. Poor Andrew. Hey, Andrew.
It was kind of news like that. You
It's
can't
over.
just text.
It's over.
Here's my boy.
There he is. Mustache and all.
Yeah, mustache. I mustache you a question.
There you go.
That's my boy.
He's moving in next week.
He is. He's already moved. He's already living there. I've captured Chamberlain. All right.
Shall we go back to the gallery? It's easy walking.
Yeah, yeah,
Then we'll
yeah,
go
yeah.
upstairs.
Hey, you tell me.
No, hey. We call this the gallery. Not much to see here.
Kidding.
Kidding.
There's the bourbon.
The bourbon.
That was found. It's over 100 years old. Or is it 100 years old? How old is
It
it?
was found 100 years after the battle.
Oh,
So 1863 to now is how many years? A lot. You don't want to open that up, I don't think.
No.
It was found buried on its side, and it's got enough dust and stuff at the bottom. I don't know if you want to drink it.
Yeah, that doesn't look very.
Well, it probably packs a wallop.
Shake it up, throw a little mixer in there. You go.
Mixer. Drink it straight.
Here's your newspaper.
Jack and Coke.
Here's our newspapers. This
Newspapers.
is what I'm saying. Like, we're gonna miss out on this. Like, I mean, could you imagine not having any of this stuff?
Let me ask you a question. I just want to know who set this typeset every day? I mean, I can't even read it.
I know it's very.
But the guy who set the typeset, the war, I mean,
Uh-huh.
incredible stuff.
Was it impaired sight, noises in the head, and all diseases of the eye and ear cured by ethereal inhalator.
You know what the new name for that is? Dr. Pepper. Probably about as powerful as that. Now, these cameras you can't fit in your pockets anymore. That
Oh.
one and this one.
Oh. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't notice those. See, I'm walking through,
You just,
and I've walked through so many times, and I'm still seeing stuff that, I mean, you just, for days. I love the newspapers.
so this is a revolutionary jacket. Look how small it is from Valley Forge. They were tiny people. I think if you were 5 foot, you were tall.
Yeah.
And you see the little sew job here, right there. And people ask me, why don't you take that out of the case and fix it? No, because some guy was concerned about his uniform and having it ripped during battle or after battle one night, and he repaired it. You know, of course, the pistols.
Yeah. Oh, I've been looking at all of them. I love them. I want a boot pistol.
Of course you do.
I do. I want a boot pistol, and a surgeon set from the Civil War. They're so expensive though.
Unless you find it up in an attic.
Unless you find it up in an attic. I want to find that attic. What's this?
Somebody made that. It's a copper plate he made in the United States.
It's what?
Lights
Oh,
hitting, you
okay.
can't see it.
Of the United States, you know, where you push it out from the back. I know it's a little weird, but it's close to the United States. You know. United
Oh, I
States,
see it. Yeah.
Canada,
Oh, yeah.
Mexico.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, somebody, some kid.
Never saw that before.
No. To come up with that.
That's different.
So let's see. Let's go down yonder. Okay, so we have Fort Sumter, the start of it all. The start of it all.
Oh.
Here.
Yeah.
Hand. That's
Oh.
just a chunk of an 8-pound cannonball.
That's 8 pounds.
No.
Oh.
This is pretty heavy.
It's a piece.
Yeah,
It's a
the
piece of the
yeah.
8 pound.
Here is a part of the building. You see all the shot in it.
Oh, from. Oh wow.
Fort Sumter.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, a little
Look at
different.
this little guy.
Grape shot.
That
Can you
will-
imagine being hit by that?
No.
It's a big shotgun shell.
Can you see that?
Put a hole in you.
Are you
Real
paying
quick.
attention?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking.
She likes it. Bits and pieces and rocks picked up from different states. Let's see. This is Little Round Top at Gettysburg. You see the stains in that. I had them analyze it, had somebody take a chunk out of it, and it's blood on the rock, just years and years of dried blood on the rock. A little different.
A little different.
Slave-made brick. And just, things, here's some dead wood, piece of copper,
Oh yeah.
the formations of rock. How do you not like that? It's just
Right.
stuff.
There's so much to look at.
Stuff.
Read.
Of course, my infamous Thomas Jonathan Jackson,
Stonewall
Stonewall.
Jackson, Jossie.
grave,
Yeah,
rubbing.
that's his grave right there. Well, a
Scotch
rubbing
tape
from it.
doesn't hold very well when you're doing
Long
it.
cement.
Oh, please.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. What's the cute little baby? What's with that one? The little fur baby right there. Just a pic?
I took my dog,
Oh, that was your baby?
Scooter,
Aw.
to Gettysburg one year. And
Scooter.
he
Oh,
sat,
that's I get it.
he
Okay.
sat up on a drum for a picture.
That's so cute. Look at him. So adorable.
Scoot,
It's cute.
there's papers and letters from soldiers to home.
I know, that's so great. Like these are letters. Oh,
Just letters and letters. Now here's one down here.
this is March 22nd. I didn't say.
Read it.
White Horse. Oh, wait, no. What does it say? White Horse March.
Yes.
Oh, White Horse March. I don't know what that says above the 22.
You got to remember they're two-sided.
Oh. Wow.
Of course, you can read the backs. Just flip it, you know.
Oh, this is cool. Their handwriting was so beautiful back then.
Now this one down here, when you see these, when you see the word copy, you know what? It's not a copy. A soldier that knows how to read and write would write that on there to the guy's family because he couldn't read or write. So it's a copy.
Oh.
So read that one to tell me what you think.
Okay, so
It was to Abraham Lincoln.
Camp Morris, Washington, January 25th,
Yes.
63.
Yes.
I'm assuming 18. Fort Mansfield, Dear Father, Abraham.
Meaning Abraham Lincoln.
Uh-huh. That's really cool. Abraham.
He talks about,
I can't read what that word is.
that's okay. He talks about, he has a big family.
I pen to write a few
Yeah, there you go.
lines to you,
Got to remember it's first person, so a lot of the words are different.
and I hope you will hear my feeble request. I am a Englishman. I came from the West, riding of Yorkshire. I have a wife and 6 small children, and I am a poor man, and my family is very poor. And they are in need. The spelling in need. It's INNEADE. Of my assistance. I have not been naturalized, right?
Yes.
Yet, for I have never seen the time when I could spare the money from my family to get the papers made out. I was not afraid of being drafted, but when you made your last call there. Oh, turn it over. Sorry.
It's a letter.
I got up and I attended some of them. And the speakers said if they could get the men, it would not take over 3 months to put this rebellion down and we be home. So under these circumstances, sirs, I volunteered to come and fight for this country. I came here in good faith, but I have been deserved to serve
Yes, to serve.
in the men that, or deceived maybe. I have been deceived in the men that told it to me. Any help. I think that means help. It says ELL
Yeah.
something, but I think it means help. Any help has been very poor since I came here, and the letters I get from my family makes me feel good, makes me feel very bad, and I now appeal to you in behalf of my family to see if you will give me my discharge. And I hope the Lord will bless you and keep you in the ole of his hand I remain your humble servant, James Eulerton, Artillery, New York, Company E.
It's okay.
I don't know what that last part says.
A little different.
So he asked for, now, if they asked for discharge, weren't they, like, they frowned upon all that, didn't they? They
Somewhat,
would say
somewhat.
no, wouldn't they?
Pretty much.
No, you're not allowed.
You were pretty much there to stay. And that's in the heart of everything going on. 1863.
Yeah. Yeah,
More newspapers.
I love it.
This is a post.
Oh, let me get out of the way. so
That's
you can-
okay. That's a post general's jacket after the war.
I mean, they did, like, the way he wrote was definitely, to stay here, it's HEAR.
A lot of third person, that type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like help.
English spelling.
Yeah, it was,
Decent
I knew what they were
ELP.
saying, but things were spelled and written differently, for sure. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't
No,
mean to
you're good.
interrupt what we were talking about. We're doing. There's a lot of cool flags up that I've never seen before, too.
Really.
Mm-hmm. What's this flag?
This one over here is a. Let's see which one it is. Oh, yeah. New York. One of their flags. Of course, you got a lot of Williamsburg
Yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
gonna force you to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twist my arm. You twisted my arm.
Twist it.
We're gonna go upstairs.
We're going upstairs. The latest down here. Oh. Here we go.
Huh? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, we're gonna see the quilt.
All right.
The little boy. This is how little they were. Little drummer boys. It makes me sad. He looks like he's about 5.
They were proud to be there.
Yeah, but he's probably was older, but that's how old he looks because they're so
I
little.
think he was 12.
Yeah.
Tell Taryn about the 8 graves.
Oh, somebody said that? Okay. I thought you knew something I didn't know. I was about to be jealous.
Well, here's the quilt. Does it look a couple hundred years old to you?
Hiya, Zhang. There's somebody watching from Indonesia.
Wow.
So yeah, Zachary Taylor carriage quilt. That might move it.
You see the dates are stitched in there. Now, you know,
Hard to see.
people put these things away forever. Nobody ever sees it. What's, you know.
Here. Where is it?
Up,
See, told you it's hard to see.
up, down, right there.
Oh, right there. It's like stitched in this like so many times, like all around the whole entire thing.
Yes.
Okay. Oopsie. That was just a piece of chalk.
Well, it's your chalk.
All right.
All right.
So that was the amazing.
That was his most favorite piece in the whole theater, in the whole museum.
It's beautiful.
Now, here is the original cup Mom handed me instead of baseball card. That's it, right there.
And she said collect antiques.
It started with that
History
cup.
Oh, collect.
It started here. And this was when the Union finally got down into the southern states. In one of the raids, you know, they raided the homes, they did everything. This was stolen. It was put in his horse satchel bag, or whatever you call it. And it's bent. You see the cup's not perfectly straight.
Mm-hmm.
But that was somebody's item from their house.
That's cool.
Sterling cup.
And she said collect
She
history.
goes, we've only done it for 60. Deb reminded me today, 62 years.
It's a long time. It's so
Anybody
many-
know these guys? Come on. Come on. Who are they? Think. I'm your Huckleberry.
I was just gonna say that.
See, that's
You're
how you
reading
do
my
it.
mind.
Okay. Wyatt Earp, Brothers, Doc Holliday. And above it is the original newspaper from that date when this happened. It's the original newspaper.
That's so cool.
Doesn't, you know, the movie doesn't exactly follow that script of that day.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Johnny, you may go now.
You may go.
Forgot you were there.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my God.
That's great. Now, anybody know who he is? I'll give you a clue. It's not Einstein. It's Mark Twain. And when Mark wrote, like Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, these are real people. He wrote about real people. Injun Joe, Becky, of course, Tom. These are their death certificates. Their death certificates. So they are real people.
It's if you can't get up top, it's fine.
Yeah, we're not getting there.
You're standing on my back. There's Mark Twain's.
Now, now you have to tell me about the graves, and you have to show me your T-shirt.
Hey, now.
Wait a minute. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh no! Look at this. That's so funny.
I'm your Huckleberry.
That's
Yes.
great.
I was just fooling. I wasn't.
That's right. Right.
I can quote Tipstone all night. Who is that?
Custer.
Oh, I know. I'm just for the
Oh, Custer.
It was
It's Custer.
terrible,
I thought it was-
terrible segue
I
there.
thought it was a test.
Terrible segue.
I thought it was a test, not just hanging stuff up with strange people. Now let's go into the little girl's room.
Okay.
Now, the little girl's room was created. It wasn't patio. So we created a little girl's room.
It was a patio, so
Yes.
in case you guys didn't hear that.
Somebody yelled on you. Brandon Johnson says, Cushman.
That's right. Thank you.
Kush.
Kush. Or John. John
Hi,
does.
Brandon.
Brandon, buddy,
Hi, Brandon.
come do a private investigation.
Little girl's room.
Little girl's room. 1860s bed. 1860s bed with, dare I say, dolls. Chandelier. What little girl wouldn't like her own chandelier?
Well, make sure you get Raggedy Ann and Andy down there because
Randy,
those
yes.
are impressive.
They were made by a 94-year-old woman.
That thing's weird. It's looking at me.
Yeah, I think he likes you.
Ooh,
Yeah, good luck tonight. Anyway,
you're gonna have to come around with me.
that's a no. The
I'm Netflix and chill.
see, 2 dolls, Raggedy Ann dolls. She hand stitched those, made them. I met her 2 years ago at the post office, and she had these in her hand, and she makes them for people. Doesn't charge, just makes them. And she told me she'd give me a set. And I'm like, okay, from the museum. She showed up about 6 months ago, both in our arms, and here they are.
They're perfect. They're a little creepy though. They look a little real. They're like little people could be inside of them.
Well, wait a minute.
They look like little people
Look.
could be inside. Oh
You could date it.
no.
Really?
Let me go over here. They do look like little people could just be in there and they could just get up and start walking.
Now, you got a little girl's room. Guess what, folks? You gotta have a little boy's room. In the dark. Little boy's room.
This is impressive. What are these from a certain?
Trim lamps, HO.
Okay. So it's not like a particular town
No.
or anything. Can't sit on the bed. Or else we go to the hospital with hemorrhoids.
That's right.
So guess where my trigger prop train is going? In this room.
I don't know why.
This is a cool room. I would have this room. Why is it gotta be a boys' room?
Hey, girls are allowed to have trains. Allowed to have trains.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool room. I would want this room over the girls' room.
Well, yeah.
I think this room's cool.
Very active room. Right, Brandon?
Yeah, we're gonna put
Shaving a haircut, Brandon.
Oh, that was this room.
Yeah.
Impressive. I loved it. When they played that for me, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Did they ever figure out what the whispering said?
Brandon, did you ever figure out what the whispering said?
I wonder. And I can't believe how loud it was. So they did a shaving haircut. The audio is somewhere. And is it on? Where'd you guys have that at? Oh, it's on Haunted. I think it's on Brandon. Maybe on Brandon's page. They did the shaving the haircut, and they went bump 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 bump, and you hear this whisper, and then you hear an audible voice go, dum dum.
But they did it like this.
No, it was with a voice.
So,
What?
They tapped
Oh,
it out,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the response
Yes.
was audio.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
And we heard all the excitement from the lounge.
which would be so cool to hear. That would be awesome.
Well, you know what to use in here.
Uh-huh. I'll be in here. Chi-town.
To the master bedroom.
Monster. Why does the boys' room feels like it's bigger than this, but there's more stuff in here
And you
maybe?
got the main window out to the street.
Yeah.
This is where all the magic happened.
Yeah, and then there's this little area back here. Well, was that part of the bedroom?
This was a sitting room.
Oh, okay.
Sitting room. So the chandelier we got in an old abandoned mansion. It was completely black with nicotine and whatever. Years. We soaked those crystals for a month, then did the old toothbrush scrub, and that's what we came out with.
They've gotten claims of the foot pedals on the organ moving. And so the shaving the haircut and all that stuff was
Yes.
in the little boy's room.
Yes.
And they've gotten the foot pedals.
Foot pedals moving.
Yeah, the foot pedals moving. But go ahead, what were you showing us?
I was going to show him a picture of the Reverend and his wife.
Oh, yeah. This is who I'll be hanging out with this evening.
Yes.
Me and the Rev.
We got that from the church, believe it or not.
That's awesome. Is his eyes closed?
I know it looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's really smiling hard.
None of them smiled back then.
No.
I don't think he's looking at the camera. He's looking down. Or could it be, they used to do what? The
Death pictures.
Death pictures. I found that radio.
It's cool.
1935 radio. It's never been used. I found it in Ohio. A guy was shutting down an antique shop, and I stopped there on the way to Gettysburg, and it was still in the box, the original box.
Oh, wow.
So in the original box, and it's never been used to this day. Everything's still red.
Oh, wow.
Never been used.
Oh, that's cool.
For the transistors.
I know.
A little different.
Yeah,
Couldn't pass it up.
I wouldn't.
Sitting room. This is where history takes off. World War II, World War One, Titanic,
Elvis.
Elvis,
Alibi.
Elvis.
Elvis. What did somebody put something on the floor?
I don't know, it came off of something. It's like, there you go. You got a job now.
Yes.
Okay,
$30.
I'll take it.
What?
Take one through.
What?
I'm handing over the.
Why?
You're closer.
Let's go talk
Oh.
about pictures.
Oh,
Late in the
these.
70s, a friend called me. He was cleaning out his grandfather's attic. And they found an old Brownie camera with film in it, believe it or not. And he wanted to take it to Walmart. Is that okay to have it developed? I said, don't do that. I'll give you a name of a guy in Wisconsin. You box it up. Here's his address. But the deal is, I get the first pictures out of it. First pictures. His grandfather took pictures at Pearl Harbor doing the raid. These are all from Pearl Harbor.
These are legit photos from Pearl Harbor. And they were taken by who?
His grandfather. This is the Arizona being hit.
What?
I'll show you.
So cool.
What have you done? Oh yeah, that's
What?
true though.
That's
What?
true. I know.
What?
One of his campaign posters.
Running for senator.
Oh my goodness.
We didn't see that earlier.
I don't know if you can see it. I can't tell. My glasses aren't on.
It's coming out of the frame. I
It
wonder
says
why.
they can't lick our dick.
You know, Reverend.
Vote for Nixon.
My mom worked for Nixon, as you could see. There's mom here. She
Oh,
ran the New York
cool.
chapter. He is signing this for mom. Right, mom's right there. Best wishes to the Cushman clan with a K. Thanks, Dick.
Oh, wow. Wow. He went there. Thanks, Dick.
It's my old buddy Newt Gingrich in Gettysburg. He takes part.
Oh, cool.
He just wrote a book, and I asked for
Look
one.
how handsome he was.
That's the way he is.
He was
He's an
a,
actor.
yeah, he was.
So we got the Titanic over here, of course.
Oh, I love it. Do you know how well they did with casting in that movie?
Yes.
The guy looked exactly
Yes,
like
he did.
the captain. El Capitan. El Capitan. El Capitan. That was right before he walked in and shut
Yeah.
himself in because the woman was like, El Capitan, where do we go? Where do we go? And she had a baby. And he just walked into the cabins and shut the door.
He's going down with the boat.
He's going down.
Going down.
He went down. That's like I always thought that the Titanic was bigger than any boat ever.
No,
I learned today that that's false.
false.
And here's an interesting, I don't know if you can see it, but this is a picture of the Titanic underwater. But look closely.
What do you see?
Do you see that? That's underwater. Now, I don't know where'd the photo come from?
Just a friend.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. You're not going to see that in any movie.
Yeah.
I love the Titanic. There it is. the staircase. Hey, Jay.
Just a cop in New York.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it? It's a
With
PD.
firemen. Yeah.
He kind of looks like Lee Harvey Oswald a little bit.
Now, who's above Patton? Who is that?
From World War One?
Yeah.
Probably Ike, if I had to guess.
Nope. Close. Truman. Like his pants.
I didn't follow World War One much.
No.
Kind of boring. World War Two was good though.
Gets into the good stuff. That's a nurse's uniform from World War II.
Where?
But you
Right here,
shoot.
Loretta.
Oh, on her.
And
Yeah.
that's Mom.
Oh, she's pretty.
That's Deb's father. So, military.
Yeah, it's another thing. You don't find a lot of people joining the military anymore. You know, like before my dad, my grandfather, my great uncles, my great great grandfathers, my great 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 uncles, all were in the military.
That was part of it, though.
Yeah. Now, like my dad was a police officer, didn't go into the military, but nobody.
It didn't continue the way it did back then. Civil War, 8-year-old and 12-year-olds wanted to go.
I can't even imagine 12-year-olds now walking barefoot.
Mhm.
If you think about the rebels walking, you know, they were all barefooted and, well, not all, but, you know, a 12-year-old deciding to do that instead of play, you know, Mortal Kombat on the computer.
You got to imagine at night when the battle ceased at night. It had hours, you know,
Sure.
8 to 5, you know. There had to be scavenging done for shoes and stuff like that.
Sure.
You know. And going across the lines, see their friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Who was it? Hancock and.
Yeah.
I think they were a little bit more than friends.
They cried a lot. That's all I got to say. They cried a lot.
I think they were a little bit more than just buddies. They had like this. It was weird. Like I get, like if it was like a family member and you wanted to like be so like, but I don't know. Just seemed a little much.
Well, the good part, he died, and of course, Mr. Victory up here.
Oh yeah.
Hancock,
Hancock.
injured, hurt, ran against Lincoln for president. Didn't win, of course, but you know, can't win them all. So what do you want to do?
Huh?
How are we on time?
Well, I mean,
You've been on for 2 hours.
2
Just shy
hours.
of 2 hours.
I mean, I don't have like, you know, a time limit. So what I think now what we're gonna do, I mean, if we're done with the tour,
Mhm.
the tour,
We haven't gone in the basement, but I think you'll be okay.
I'm gonna take a break. We'll say, you know, you're more than welcome to hang out with me for a little bit if you want,
Okay.
unless you gotta go home. You know, it's up to you. I'm gonna take a break and then I'm gonna charge my phone and then I'm gonna go on an investigation and you guys can join me or us or if I'm by myself, but there's other unforeseen spirits here. Unseen. I said unforeseen by accident, but unseen. It'll be us and you guys. So, and Jay Hill will be joining me 11 o'clock.
Said he can't wait.
Good. He'll be joining me. And he's going to try to do some remote viewing as well. So I hope you guys join me. I'll probably go in and out of live because
Say
I
hey
would-
to Brittany, by the way.
Huh?
Say hey to Brittany.
Hey, Britt. I want to I'm going to do something I haven't done before. Since I will be doing this by myself, I'm going to take the opportunity to sit in complete silence in some of these rooms and on some of the floors. I love to do that. What?
I was going to say, I can attest. I've never seen you do that before.
Yeah. So I'm going to sit in complete silence. I'm going to.
I've never seen the complete silence.
That's John and Rob.
Never seen it.
Oh my gosh. And I'm going to do it for about 20, 25 minutes. I'm sure nobody is going to want me to be live for that part of it. But I just want to close my eyes and listen and feel and smell and hear and use all my other senses so that when I start to do the investigation and stuff like that, then I'll go live and hopefully I get somebody to talk to me or us. I'm feeling it. I think the Rev really likes my energy that I got going on here.
Good.
I think he's gonna hang out with me tonight. I hope he does anyway. I don't know about Audrey.
You never know. She comes to other groups and says the same thing.
Hmm.
Have you seen my mommy?
Oh, that would make me sad. I'll be like, I'm not your mama.
And the other groups figured out her name. We didn't know her name at the beginning. So it's very cool.
So I want to thank everybody for joining us for this live interview, first one for Paranormal Brew, and thank you so much, John, for having me.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure so far. But like I said, hope maybe he'll be here for when we go
For a little
live.
bit,
Maybe
yeah.
and we'll do an investigation, and then. But like I said, I'm going to take a break first, so I'll be back on in a little bit.
Did you want everybody to vote for the best cameraman?
There's
Just send it into the website.
no doubt.
Just
Well, then
In-
you're
in-
going to
in-
have to be my cameraman
in
on
the
every
chat area,
investigation.
just vote for the best cameraman.
Got it?
Already won.
And then you're gonna have to go with me to every investigation, and you're gonna have to camera it.
Mm.
So you might want to rethink your little vote.
This
for
is
the
a
best.
cameo cameraman.
Okay.
Special.
It's a special guest.
Say goodbye.
Bye. You say bye, cameraman.
Peace out.
Peace out. Oh, can you hold this? Thanks. All right, guys. We'll see you in a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'll be live again.